Hello, everybody. I am a little unprepared here. Just moved into this office. I'm up here for about 15 minutes, so it's my first time working in this room. As you can see, there's still some nothing on the shelves, nothing on the wall, and a few things on the floor. But I'm really excited to be here. It's a very holy place and a perfect place from which to greet and crown the king. So that's the topic of today. This is the 23rd day of Elul. This is the 23rd day of the Elul New Light activation, and we're going to get straight to the heart of everything at this point and talk about our relationship with the Creator, the King of Kings. So we've talked in previous lives about the concept of melech basadeh, that the king is in the field, that God greets us, he leaves the palace, he leaves the protocol, and comes to greet us intimately and personally, to support us in changing our way of being, to put it technically, in rectifying the past, preparing for the future, but fundamentally changing our way of being to be a match, to be in alignment with what it is that we're here to do, what it is that we are here to create on behalf of the cosmos, on behalf of humanity, and on behalf of our own selves. Because one of the things I want you to know, and this is one of the accomplishments, or one of the shifts that comes with the new state of being that is emerging now, the state of being of redemption, of Geula, is emerging in heaven and earth, so that we're moving into a world where your individual needs and desires are not in contradiction or conflict, I mean, theoretically, depending on what they are, with divine desire, with what's good for everyone. So part of moving into a world of oneness is that everything becomes aligned, so that what gives you fulfillment and safety and a feeling of being grounded and at home and healthy and abundant and so forth in your physical life, the love that you want to give and receive, the health that you want to receive and to facilitate the financial abundance and other kinds of abundance that every one of us desires, is not anymore in conflict. There was a time when in conflict with the divine desire and the plan. There was a time, and it was until pretty recently, that having a lot of, let's say, wealth would conflict with the divine plan, would conflict, like a lot of physicality would conflict with spirituality, and a lot of spirituality meant not much physicality. Like money was, even when I first started working online, like I'll tell you, whenever that was, like 15 years ago or whatever, people used to get very bent out of shape when I or anyone else who was a spiritual teacher would charge for anything. It's like, you're spiritual, how can you deal with money? And that is a conception that didn't come from nowhere. That's the way it's been until now. That's the paradigm that humanity has lived with since the fall from the Garden of Eden. So that's all up for rectification also in the new year. So as everything is merging, and you are a receiver for a connection for heaven and earth, how much heaven comes through you onto earth, how much earth rises up through you and your transformational work to unite with source. And really, it's a circle, it's a spiral. It doesn't happen in one direction, it's multi-directional. But that's up to you to a very large degree. So you have to know that not only we're all in this together, but that it's a holographic universe, and that any place that we still find separation, conflict, contradiction, like what's good for you is not good for other people, or what's good for God is bad for you. You know, we want to work to resolve that. We want to align with that center point where body and soul, heart and mind, relationships, finance, all of it thrives together. And that's what we're going for. So to me, that's the core of my vision for the coming year. So what is the coming year that we're preparing for? On Rosh Hashana, like I've said before, we crown the king. Rosh Hashana is the birthday of all of humanity. It is not simply the Jews. The Jewish people celebrate it. It's one of our holidays, but that it is truly a holiday for everyone. And because of the birthday of Adam and Eve, God created the world, and only on the 6th day did he create man. And Rosh Hashana is on the 6th day of creation. So that is because, and this quantum physics is reaffirming this, or affirming this for all of us, without man, without an observer, without a participant and a partner in creation, there is no world. So the birthday of the world isn't when God said, you know, in the beginning, let there be light. No, the birthday is when he created man. That's so powerful and so significant. And in the same way, when will that light shine fully through? When will the purpose for creation be fully revealed? When will divinity be all the way, shine all the way down to earth? When will heaven and earth emerge? When will there be true and complete healing on this planet, not just for the planet, but for each of us as individuals in every possible way? That's when we awaken completely, when we align, when we open, when we crown the king. So let me talk a bit about king. So I think in English, the word king can have a bit of a negative resonance. In Hebrew, it doesn't at all, because it's connected with all of these concepts. But the idea of kings in our human societies have usually been dictators who exploit the people, you know, do whatever the heck they want in the name of divine right, but we know that it's all corruption and nonsense. So that is not at all the concept of king in the Torah. The king, when we refer to God, melech, the word melech, which by the way is also an acronym for the moach, the brain, the lave, the heart, and the liver, which is considered the source of the life force of the soul in the body. Those are the three rulers of the body. But the word melech implies this symbiotic relationship where the people cannot exist without the king, because the king is one, the oneness, the space in which we all exist, the point of the inner being, which is the source of us all, and so much more. That's the king, and without the king, there's nothing. But as Kabbalah says, the world, if God would stop speaking the words of creation, let there be, these are words are being continuously spoken in Hebrew, in the language of creation. If you would stop for one instant, the whole world would revert to nothingness without even a past. So we cannot, there's no people without the king, that's for sure. The little tiny sparks of that cosmic, all there is. At the same time, and this is the fascinating and amazing and so moving part, that there's no king without the people. Ein melech b'lo am. A king is not a king unless he has a nation, unless he has a people. And a king cannot be king in this concept, in this definition, the Torah definition of a king. A king can't be a king by virtue simply of divine right or force. That's not how it works, because it's a symbiotic relationship, and let's emphasize the word relationship. So in a relationship, there needs to be a two-way give and take. There needs to be this symbiosis. There needs to be a balance, a harmony, where everyone is in it together, everyone does their part and needs each other. So obviously, in the ultimate sense, God doesn't need us, but since God's core desire is to create this world and all of us and to be revealed in it, that is his core passion, according to the Torah. That is his core passion. That's why the world exists, because God wants to be revealed in it, meaning in you, in me, in all of us. So because of that, the world exists, and that means that in that way, to reveal that, for that to happen, it has to be an inside-out job. Ultimately, we have to decide, we have to recognize the presence of God within us, the presence of purpose, the presence of our soul, and not only agree to that, but request it, lean into that. And that's what happens on Rosh Hashana with the blowing of the shofar and the prayers of what's called malchus, of crowning of the king. And that's what we want to get ready for. So in that process, we're in the final week. Rosh Hashana begins Friday night. And the question is, who are you going to be in the matter? That's my question for you. Who are you going to be in the matter of bringing in a new world? In case you haven't heard the previous lives, we're taught that on Rosh Hashana, God goes into, he removes everything but the core level that is needed for the world to continue to exist. It rises up, meaning that a space is created for us to decide and to crown God, to ask for him to be our king, to show up in a new way, to be vessels to receive, channels to receive a whole new reality. So God is literally Friday night going into the state of removal of the past, of all of the past, from his own perspective, and waiting for us in the morning to crown him king on whatever level we are at the time, whatever level we can ask from, whatever level we can desire from, what level we can align with. So that's really what this is all about. So again, and he enters a state that's called dormita, which is like a cosmic trance. Who are you going to be in the matter? What is it that you really want? If there was ever a time that you were going to ask yourself the question, this is the time. What is it that you want? Who is it that you want to be? What are you here for? And at least as important, what are you going to do about it? You have, it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So let's just take a moment and just do a moment of closed eye. Just a little introspection. Okay, so just close your eyes wherever you are. And ask yourself that question, and do this pretty quickly. What is it that you want? And what are you going to do about it in terms of aligning yourself? Who are you going to be at the moment that the king is crowned? Who are you going to be to allow the light to come down? What do you desire in your relationships, in your health, in your purpose? What do you want to contribute to this world? What's been in the way? What kind of world would you like to emerge in the coming year? And where would you like to be in it? How would you like to be in it? What would you like to be in it? And I'm asking Hashem to answer all of the prayers of our hearts for the revealed good. And I want to wish everybody a Chassidut Chassidut Tova, Lashana Tova Masuka. It should be written and sealed in the book of life for the coming year, a good and sweet year. The Tov Hanira V'Nigla, in revealed good, visible good, because we know that there's hidden good. Hidden good comes from an even higher level, but if we're expanded enough and aligned enough, all the hidden good can be revealed. We'll have enough wattage to handle that, flow of light. That's what we are looking for. The Gashmias Uvaruchmias Gam Yachad, and it should be physically and spiritually together, so that the physical enhances the spiritual enhances the physical, and they keep going up together in this weaving spiral of connection as you open your crown to crown the king, bring that new divine light down every single moment between now and Rosh Hashana. And then, of course, on Rosh Hashana itself. And that everything about us that's been in the way, bring it up, bring it back to source, transform it, transmute it. Okay, leave it at that for today. See you tomorrow.